ya, Chris Hemsworth. Hi everyone, it's Dragon Critic. I'm with Tig Walsh and newcomer Daragh Doherty.
Hello everyone.
So we're seeing Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse in 4DX and I'm very excited. Do you guys have anything you want to say about the film?
Hopefully 4DX is good and hopefully my arse is okay by the end of it.
What about you, Daragh?
This is my first 4DX screen and I think it's going to be really good. The movie has been getting absolutely raving reviews and I'm really looking forward to seeing it. And just all the effects and everything, I think that's only going to add to the fun of it.
I'd say so. I think it's going to be fun, and also this is me and Darragh's first meet up. You probably remember Daragh from the Trading Christmas commentary. But yeah, so we're going to get our food and stuff and then we'll see you in the review.
I've done 4D.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse was released in 2023 and was directed by Justin K. Thompson. It tells the story of Miles Morales, who has been Spider-Man for over a year, and now he's reunited with Gwen, and Gwen shows him through the multiverse with every type of Spider-Man. However, when Miles comes across conflict with Miguel O'Hara, Miles must go on a journey of learning how to save people he loves the most, and how to be a great hero. So, I am finally doing my review for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and I know it took quite a while to review it. It's just, I was kind of letting my thoughts sink in, because now I've seen the movie 3 times, and I wanted to do a different vlog this time. I actually wanted to do, for Spider-Verse specifically this year, I wanted to vlog Cineworld, and because I was meeting up with my friend Daragh, I decided, hey, we'll do it like this. You know, I want to vlog Cineworld just for, different. So yeah, that's kind of what, so I wanted to let my thoughts sink in as well. So but here I am, I'm finally reviewing it. I've now seen the film 3 times. I have to say, the Cineworld experience was great, the 4DX was fantastic, it was a lot of fun. So I've now seen the movie 3 times. And since it was the 3 of us, we all agreed on one thing. It was a very, very good film. I have to say, as much as I was excited for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, I came out of it very, very, very pleased. And each time I've seen it, I like it even more. I think this is a fantastic film and an absolutely fantastic sequel. I have to say, the storyline was really well written. Very engaging, well directed, a lot darker than the first one, which I appreciate. I always love to see that progress. And what I really enjoyed was just the dynamics. I think the character dynamics in this film are very, very strong. The dynamic with Miles Morales and Gwen Stacy, the dynamic with Miguel and Miles, the dynamic with Peter and Miles, the dynamic between all the different Spider-Mans, and it's really well done. Now, granted, I feel this movie really is a giant setup for Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, which comes out next year in 2024. This is basically Spider-Man Infinity War. This is the Avengers Infinity War of the Spider-Man franchise. And the reason I say that is simply because the entire movie really is setting up the 3rd movie. And I'm genuinely very excited to see where they go from here. I think one thing this story does a lot is also the pacing. I suppose maybe the first act, maybe it kind of feels a little slow, I guess, but the pacing, when it gets quick, it gets really, really quick. Even faster than No Way Home, and it's about 2.5 hours, but it really doesn't feel that. It has a really fast pace to it, and I think that's great, and I think just the direction is very good. It's great to see how far Miles has come as a character, and it really does feel like, it doesn't feel like it's set a year after the first movie, it feels like it's set a long time after. I also think the multiverse aspect is done really well here. I actually think this is the best film with the multiverse. This actually does the multiverse stuff better than both No Way Home and Doctor Strange 2, because I think the thing is, this movie does more with the multiverse than No Way Home did. No Way Home really, it just brought in characters from the other two Spider-Man franchises into the MCU. With this film, we're looking at every Spider-Man universe. There's references, there's Easter eggs, there's cameos. It's exciting. It's genuinely so exciting. And there's it really does respect the story of Spider-Man and the meaning of the death of Uncle Ben and a close loved one to Peter Parker, and how that motivates him to become Spider-Man, and how Peter, or Miles in this case, he wants to learn how to save the people he loves the most, but also having to be a hero. And it really does respect the overall story of a Spider-Man character, and I think it's excellent. The multiverse stuff is done really, really well. Now, if you ask me which Spider-Man movie do I prefer, Across the Spider-Verse or No Way Home, I have to be honest, still No Way Home. I know I'm probably the only person to like No Way Home better than Across the Spider-Verse. I don't quite think Across the Spider-Verse has the same epic impact that No Way Home did. Like, No Way Home did so much. You had the return of Tobey Maguire, the Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Sandman, the return of Andrew Garfield, the return of Electro, the return of the Lizard. You had the return, you know, you had so much in it. The growing independence of Tom Holland, all that good stuff. No Way Home had a lot of impact, especially on the franchise as a whole, and I just don't quite think Across the Spider-Verse is quite as good as No Way Home. It's below it, I would say. I'm not saying Across the Spider-Verse is bad, it's absolutely fantastic. I just prefer No Way Home slightly. But other than that, the storyline is still absolutely excellent. The animation is stunning. The animation is absolutely gorgeous. It's incredible. It's very creative. It's smoother. It's clearer. Much more colourful than the first one. My only issue, well, it's not really an issue, more so a nitpick, but there's a scene with Gwen and her dad, and I can't be the only one to say that Gwen Stacy's dad looks like Mr. Incredible. I just can't be the only one to say that. But in the third act, when Gwen is talking to her dad in her dimension, I'm not going to say what's about, just to avoid spoilers, but there's a scene with them together. And the animation looked really weird to me. It didn't look that nice to me. I don't know why. The colour looked odd. It just looked off-fitting to me. But the rest of the animation's great. There's lots of different styles of animation and, you know, different kind of styles to suit the different Spider-Mans. And I think it's great. It genuinely is great. And it's just, there's a lot of creativity in the animation here. So I'm happy to say that Across the Spider-Verse is one of the greatest looking animated films I've ever seen in my life. It is stunning to look at visually. This has to be, so far, the best looking Spider-Man film to date. And I'm assuming Beyond the Spider-Verse is probably going to have even better visuals. The characters are great. The dynamics are so strong in this one.
Miles' development in this film is excellent. This time we see him turn into more of a man, and he's gotten older and taller, which I think makes it more compelling. And I love how there's certain scenes where he's getting annoyed at his parents and embarrassed of what's going on around him, where he feels like a realistic teenager, and I absolutely love that aspect of his arc in the film. I have a very good feeling his development as Spider-Man is going to be very interesting in the third movie. Gwen is fantastic in this film. There's so much focus on her, especially in the beginning, and we see a lot more of her than we did in the first film. Not only is her chemistry with Miles really nice, but her dynamic with the other characters such as Miguel O'Hara is done very well, and we get to see more of how she deals with being the Spider-Woman, and it's really compelling stuff. The other Spider-Men in the film are great, and Peter B. Parker is absolutely hilarious once again, and it's great seeing how he takes care of Mayday, which brings a lot of great laughs to the table. But the new characters, such as Jessica Drew, Hobie, and the Indian Spider-Man, are really cool and interesting, and while I personally feel there's not much development on them as I thought there was going to be, but I have a feeling they're going to be saving all that good stuff for the next movie. But in the film, they are really good and really cool, especially the character of Jessica Drew. I have a feeling she's going to be a very interesting character in the next film. Miguel O'Hara, however, oh boy, this guy is really interesting. He has a very fascinating backstory and has a brilliant performance and design. He has so much character to him, and when he's in an action scene, oh boy, does he kick ass. Like with a lot of the characters, it does seem like the development is going to be continued further in Spider-Verse 3, but I have to say what we saw in this film, Miguel O'Hara is a really cool character, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how his dynamic with Miles is taken. Now we have the main villain, the Spot. I have to be honest, from the trailers, I thought he was just going to be a comedic villain who wouldn't really have much of an impact on the story. But I have to say, I was actually very surprised. This guy is a lot more interesting than I thought he'd be, and his backstory is actually really well written and how it ties into the events of the first film. And there are times where he did genuinely actually did get very intimidating. And I think the Spot is going to cause some major damage in Beyond the Spider-Verse. Just damn, what a surprisingly solid villain.
So while there is a lot of great other characters, such as Miles' parents, they're great in this film, but I think really everything is being saved for the third film. Everything really just feels like all that good development and all that really strong confrontations is being saved for next year. And I, for one, cannot wait to see what happens. The music, absolutely fantastic. The end credits song, absolutely catchy. The song Calling by Metro Boomin, I think it's called. Absolutely, really catchy. I've been listening to it a few times. I love the lyrics, the vibe, the tone, the beat. I think the music of this film is great. And the instrumental is fantastic. And there is a lot of songs. There's a lot of songs with lyrics in this film. And they're all catchy. They're all really great. And they each suit the scene that they're in the film. And I have to say, the music in this film, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant stuff. The music's just fantastic. Overall, I'm happy to say Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is amazing. I love this movie.
Overall, Spider-Verse 2 is an excellent film and is more than worth the 5-year wait. It's got a very engaging story, amazing animation, brilliant action, very interesting characters, and the music is absolutely fantastic. All I can say is, bring on Beyond the Spider-Verse, because I can't wait to see the rest of this story, and I got a very good feeling about it. I'm definitely going to give Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse an easy 10 out of 10.
Wow, Spider-Man has been on a roll, I think. Yeah, like Homecoming was great, Far From Home was great, No Way Home was great, Into the Spider-Verse was great, and Across the Spider-Verse is even better than Into the Spider-Verse. And I have a good feeling about Beyond the Spider-Verse. That's probably going to be amazing. And I have a feeling it will be. I hope it's just as good. I'd be amazed. I hope it's the best of the three. And yeah, I just have to say, it's a great movie. And thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my review and my vlog with both Tig and Daragh. And yeah, I will see you guys next time when I review The Flash. I'm very intrigued to see that. And until then, everyone, take care. Thank you all for watching. And skidoosh.